warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thank you very much for the chance which you give to me. Now, I stand up in front of you all to present you about how to make education in Indonesia be better maybe than before. Well, let's just see. Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the countries which has a big population in the world. The quantity of the human resource in Indonesia is very big. And there are so many people say that the country which has a big population in the world, it can make the country can be developed country, and also it can make the development of that country, the development of economy in that country can be advanced. So let's see. From that case, I just wanna say that the quantity of the human resource in that country is not enough to make that country can be developed country, and also can make accelerate of development of economy. But the most important thing here also is not just the quantity, but how about the quality of that human resource in that country. It can make development of economy for that country. So I'm very believe to this statement that mentioned that a good quality of human resource is start from good education. Yes, the education is very important to make the to make quality of human resources can be good. Well, let's just see. Actually, what happened in education in Indonesia? Why until now still there are so many problems which Indonesia face in education? Let's just see. Education or the process of education which there in Indonesia. Indonesia has changed the curriculum in our country as much 11 times. But in this time, I will just share you 3 of them, which I think that that's very famous and that's very popular in our mind. The first is curriculum in 1994, or namely CBSA, Cara Belajar Siswa Aktif. In this curriculum, the student is asked to be active, and also the student asked to be together and join in the process of learning in the classroom. And also the subject which is given to the students is according to their capability or according to their class. If that student they're in the class 5, they cannot be given the subject which they're in the class 6 or the class 1. They're according to their capability. And there's the second curriculum which also ever there in Indonesia is curriculum 2004, namely KBK, curriculum berbasis kompetensi. In this curriculum, student the assessment for the student is we can see from the result of their work, and also the teacher here has a big role, has a big contribution to give an explanation, to give information to all of students. The teacher just one of the resource of learning for the students. And the last curriculum which also ever there in Indonesia is KTSP, Kurikulum Tingkat Satuan Pendidikan. Yes, that's right, buddy. In this curriculum, also it don't have many difference with curriculum before in 2004. But the characteristic of this curriculum which make it different with other curriculum is the teacher here is not just one of the resource for learning for the students, but also the students can get many information from internet, book, others' friend, magazine, or something like that. So after we know the curriculum or the process of learning which there in Indonesia, there's a big question here which we have to answer together. Actually, what happened in education in Indonesia? Why Indonesia still there in the developing country, and also why until now still there are so many problems which there in education of Indonesia? Let's just see. I'm serious. I just want to say that that's not a problem if we have to learn from other country. Yes, of course. Then the country which I choose here is Finland. Why we have to learn from Finland?
Because the best
Yes,
country.
because the Finland is the best country in education. Finland is a country which has been admitted by international world as a best country in education. So let's see. Actually, what happened in Finland? Why Finland can be the best country in education? What make it happen? Well, the first is the teacher in Finland has a good quality. The quality of the teacher in Finland is very nice, and the all of teacher in Finland is very smart, and also they has get their master, and there's no bachelor's degree which being a teacher in profession of teacher in Finland is very prestigious, and there are so many people who want to be a teacher in Finland. And the next is, yes, Faculty of Education. The all of best student in graduate in senior high school in Finland is want to enter and compete to enter to Faculty of Education, and that's very different with our country in Indonesia. That all of the student is want to enter to Faculty of Medical or yes, as well, medical or engineering or something like that, and
Economic.
there's no Faculty of Education. And the last is, yes, of course, there's no examination in Finland. There's no exam. The teacher just asks to the student to evaluate themselves, and the most important thing here also is, in Finland there is no rank. There's no rank that Bali you are there in the first position and Fadil you are there in the bottom. There is no something like that. The teacher there never asked that. Just ask to the student to evaluate themselves.
Correct.
And the last is besides we learn from Finland, we also have to learn from China. Actually, what happened in China? Why we also have to learn from China? Something which we can learn from China is, in China, the teacher in China never forced to the student that you have to learn physics, you have to learn many things subject. You have to learn mathematics, physics, biology, art, sport, and something like that, like in Indonesia, right? But the teacher just asked to the student, what do you like to study? What is your capability? If you just like mathematics, yeah, just like mathematics, which the subject which you like. And the last is, if that student has known what subject which I like, just focus to the subject which you like. Yeah, one or two subject which you like, just focus to it and master that subject. Because I want to say that that's not important. We learn many things subject, but just a little information which we can get from it. But let's master that subject. And after know all of that, I'm very sure that Indonesia can be better than Finland and also China. There are so many good leaders in Indonesia. There are so many potential leaders in Indonesia which can make Indonesia can be better in education. Indonesia can do it. Indonesia pasti bisa. Thank you very much.